Hello. Good morning. It's another early one. It's 5 a.m. here in Cyprus. I'm just up. I'm on my first cup of coffee and disaster. No milk. I'm having to drink it black and I hate that. Anyway, so if you've been watching my videos on YouTube recently, you'll know I'm doing a little bit of an experiment. I'm asking people who are subscribed to my mailing list a very simple question. I'm asking them, why? Why do you drink alcohol? What's your reason? There must be a reason why you do it. It must be giving you something. There must be a reason why you continue to do it. Tell me why. And I'm getting some very interesting responses. And today's response that we're going to talk about is from Richard, and it's about boredom. By the way, if you just stumbled across my Happy Sober podcast and you are worried about your drinking, then get to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com. Loads of free advice and tips there. Add it into your favorites and sign up for the free webinar, which runs every day. Well, I'll explain the process to you. All right. So let's talk about Richard's comment here. In answer to the question, why do you drink alcohol? He says, I think boredom is one reason, and probably the thought of missing out. Sounds a bit immature. Do I really want to stop for good? Honestly, haven't a clue. By the way, watch your videos constantly. Think I'm trying hard to convince myself. Yeah. There's a lot going on in a very short email there. Do I really want to stop for good? Honestly, haven't a clue. That's not entirely true, I don't think, Richard, because people who don't have a problem with things don't watch videos about it constantly, don't sign up to mailing lists, don't go to websites like mine, which are aimed predominantly at people who are being made miserable by this attractively packaged poison. You probably aren't a member of any mashed potato YouTube channels. Why? Because you might like mashed potato, but you don't obsess about it. It's not dominating your life. It's not causing massive problems in your life. And so it just isn't there at the top of your thoughts. It's just, you might see it on a plate every now and again. You go, I like that. Or, oh, I don't like that. But you don't obsess about it. And the fact that you're watching my videos a lot says that alcohol is actually causing quite a lot of misery in your life. So that question that you're asking yourself there, do I really want to stop drinking for good? Honestly, I haven't a clue. I think you're in a little bit of denial there. And that's okay, because we all live in denial for a period of time until one of two things happens. Either life decides that it's time to stop, and that's the route you don't want to take, because normally something bad happens and you're forced to come out of denial. Or you can proactively decide enough is enough. And like you say, it's time to grow up. There are various things that we believe in as a child that would be ridiculous to continue to believe as grown-ups. Yeah. Easter Bunny and so forth. There has to be a point where you say, okay, enough, grow up. Let's accept responsibility for this. And I encourage everyone to do that, because that's the only way you move forward. So let's talk about your problem here, because you have a problem and the solution currently is alcohol. And as I've explained many times before, while it is a solution in the short term, it's a very poor quality solution, and you will pay a ridiculously heavy price for that solution. It is like using a loan shark to deal with your debt problem. Yes, initially, your problem appears to be solved, but you can quite quickly see that now the problem is magnified and compounded, and you have a much bigger problem on the back end. If you keep using a loan shark to deal with your debt problems, you get into a downward spiral that rapidly accelerates. That is exactly alcohol. If you continue to use alcohol to deal with your boredom, you will go into a downward spiral. All right. So, is boredom a justification for drinking alcohol? Not really. In fact, not at all. Because all boredom is, it's a sign that you have a powerful brain in your head capable of vastly more than you are achieving in life right now. You've basically got this massive, powerful computer in your head, and you're using it to run Excel on. And the computer's going, give me more, I can do more, I can create more. And I'm guessing you want more, Richard. You want more abundance, you want more wealth, you want more entertainment, you want more fun, you want more satisfaction from life. Well, your brain is screaming, I can give it to you. Just give me a challenge and I'll do it. Give it to me. And what you're currently doing, Richard, and what we all do when we sit bored watching Netflix and not really doing anything, is it's like owning a multi-billion-dollar racehorse and keeping it locked in the stable, never letting it out. That's what we're doing to ourselves. And it's even worse with alcohol. With alcohol, it's a bit like owning a multi-billion-dollar racehorse and breaking its legs so it doesn't pester you to take it out for a run every day. That's what you're doing with alcohol, because your brain is saying, hey, Richard, I've got loads of processing power available. What can we create? What can we manifest? And you're going, shut up, drink this poison and go to sleep. And that's what you're doing every day. And life is precious. Life is short. We get such a short time on this earth. And you can choose to live with the 80% in scarcity, bored, and not having enough, or you can choose to live with the 20% in abundance, with a life full of excitement and challenges and all the good stuff that you want. But alcohol is going to steal that from you. And that's exactly what it's doing. And what I'm noticing with these responses that I get from people to the question, why do you drink alcohol? They're all the same. They're all in the middle ground. Nobody's emailing me and saying, well, it's a disaster. I've just lost everything. I've lost my wife. I've lost my husband. And I've been given 6 months to live. I've lost my business. I'm financially bankrupt. I've lost everything. Nobody is emailing me saying it's a disaster. Everything's being destroyed. Everyone's in the middle ground. Now, that's not a coincidence, because alcohol, despite what the media and Hollywood tell you, doesn't want to take you to rock bottom. It doesn't want you to lose your home, to be on the streets, to lose your partner, to lose your kids. It doesn't want that, because for a lot of people, given that much pain, they will finally do something about it and move away. The drug doesn't want you to do that. It doesn't want you to be that aware of what it's doing to you. And so what alcohol is particularly good at is holding people in a status of mediocre. That's what it's really good at. So you'll have a house, you'll have a job, you'll have a husband or a wife, but you won't be happy. You'll have a career, but you won't be a high flyer. You'll have money, but you won't be rich. You see what I mean? Alcohol's so good at preserving people for their entire adult life in a status of mediocre, where life sucks, but not enough for you to do something about it. Isn't life sucky? Pour us a glass of wine. That's where it wants you for the rest of your life. And you say here, Richard, I think I'm trying hard to convince myself. And again, I don't think that's true, because I think, deep down, excuse me, that pure part of you, your subconscious mind, the bit that you were born with, knows that drinking poison every night is not what you should be doing with your life. There's conflict because you have invited into your head a rogue tenant. As problem drinkers, we have a rogue tenant that lives in our head. It is the evil clown. It is alcohol addiction. And it's going to stay there forever because it's got squatters' rights. It's not leaving. It's never going to pay any rent. It's always going to be a problem. That's not depressing, because we know that if we starve it of food, liquid, oxygen, and keep it quiet, it'll be miserable and it'll stay very quiet in our head. But when you say you think you're trying to convince yourself, I think what you're having there is an argument with the evil clown. And the evil clown is always going to come up with really plausible reasons why you should carry on drinking, because it has access to all of your knowledge. It knows what you're afraid of. It knows what you love. It knows your weak points. It knows the pressure points. It knows where to press. And so that voice is always going to come up with compelling arguments for you to carry on drinking the poison. Follow your gut, Richard. Follow what your soul is telling you. That quiet voice that you feel inside rather than the voice that you hear in your head. That is what you should be doing. pull the trigger, Richard, and get started on the course. Hopefully I see you in the members area. And don't forget, if you want more information, go to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and join the free webinar later on today. Thanks for watching. See you soon.